Welp, the gays are at it again. Hey guys, it's Ali. Welcome back to my channel. And if it's your first time here, you're stuck here now. I took the door off the hinges. Welcome. Welcome. Hope you stay a while. Like and subscribe. Speaking of hinges, it seems like everyone's love life is blooming. Except for mine. So to remedy that, I just watched fictional relationships instead. Cue Heartstopper. Heartstopper started out as a webcomic made by Oseman, which then got turned into a graphic novel, which is now a Netflix show that I am way too invested in. I could be out going and finding the love of my own life, but instead I'm hoping that these two idiots find the love of their lives together. Netflix has been such a disappointment lately. And while the show is amazing, and we will get into that, Netflix is gonna have to try a lot harder than just the show to get back any of its user base. Because if the show gets canceled, I'm going to Netflix headquarters. The bar is in hell for Netflix. The bar is so low. Luckily, the show is amazing though, and we're gonna talk about it today. So anyway, if you like this video at any time, please give it a like and subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I make them all the time. Liking, subscribing, and commenting obviously helps out the algorithm a lot, so it helps out me a lot. And leave a comment of your favorite character or favorite scene from this show. So grab a snack and come listen to me rant about my little baby gays. Okay, so number one, the show is wholesome. Like, it is so wholesome. Every single part of this is so wholesome. When I was reading the first volume and the second volume, every 5 seconds I was just like, oh my god, like every 5 seconds. It's so sweet, it's so cute, and it's wholesome. You don't gotta, even the drama itself, which I'll lightly get into later, is so wholesome. Everything is just, you want to pinch their cheeks. You just want to pinch their fucking cheeks. I don't think I've had a piece of media properly, like, in a while, make me smile, like, the whole time. Like, I was, like, sitting there, like, oh, look at them go. Look at my babies. I'm so proud of you. Yes, like, the entire time. And let's just say I'm pretty sure my roommates were worried about me, how much I, like, talk to the screen. I just talk to the screen sometimes when I'm watching shows. I know my roommates were worried about me. Like, this was me the entire time. Now, why would you do that? Why aren't you saying anything? Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Nick, if you don't slap the shit out of him. Mood. Tao. Honestly. Mood. And yeah, reading the first volume was actually worse because I was out in public when this all happened. I know people were giving me looks. It's okay. It's okay. So yeah, the show is cute. And I don't just mean cute as in, oh, it's cute, like a little show is cute. No, I mean cute as in it's adorable. It's so adorable. Every 5 seconds, your heart is just melting and you want nothing but the best for these characters. Now, I've only read volume 1 and 2, which is great because season 1 is literally just volume 1 and 2, almost word for word. Almost word for word, scene for scene, is the show, which is great. That is amazing. I know we talk about like book to movie or book to show adaptations and how they sometimes just go watch my Percy Jackson videos. But this, I know Alice Oseman had to fight to get into that writer's room, and however it happened, I'm so glad she was there because word for word is the show. You look in the book, the script literally at this point is just word for word, and it's amazing. Like, it's exactly what we wanted. Like, if you read the volumes and you're like, oh, I'm worried about, show, book to movie, book to show adaptations, so I don't know, don't worry. Literally nothing is lost. Nothing is lost at all. You'll be sitting there like, oh my god, he said the thing. He said the thing in the show, which is great because there are some choice, like, lines in this show that from the book that you're like, God, I hope they put in the show, and I hope that it's set up clearly, and it is, and it's just, like the meeting between Nick and Charlie right after the party when they kissed for the first time. Like, that whole thing was literally almost like word for word. The text messages that they were having, like, back and forth, literally word for word. It is important too because it's important to the characters, and it's important to keep that personality with these characters. Like, Alice's writing is so genuine, and it's so funny and charming and quirky, I guess. Well, not quirky. I guess witty is a better word. And it's actually what Gen Z teenagers sound like and talk like. Like, there's no cringy lines about social media or TikTok or shows trying to like appeal to wokeness, I guess, I don't know, and have them teenagers say a bunch of random ass buzzwords that literally no one is gonna understand. Gossip Girl reboot. what are you doing? The only writing choice that I'm sad about is that we didn't get more jokes from the book. And I understand that some of those jokes had to be cut specifically because of things that changed, were like when Darcy and Tara come into the picture. They come into the picture a lot earlier in this season than in the book. In the book, they don't come in until like volume 2, but in the season they were there the whole time, which is great. So even though I was sad that some of the jokes got cut out because of the timing of the characters coming in, we made up for it by having more Tara and Darcy content. Speaking of which, part of the reason why people were so hyped for the show before it even came out was the trailer that showed all of the casting. Like, my compliments to the chef, Daniel Edwards, the casting director, for getting these people. I don't know where you scoured the internet or wherever in London they do casting calls. Wherever they fucking do that shit. God, Daniel Edwards needs to be taken out on a candlelit dinner and romantically soothed for the work that he has done. Like, all of these characters are literally booked to real life. I don't know how you found them. I don't know if it was just a stroke of luck. God was looking up and it was like, yeah, no, you need to choose that person. Because did you know that Kit Connor, the dude who originally plays Nick Nelson, originally auditioned to play Charlie Spring? Well, I don't know who lied to him in his process and was like, actually, yeah, you should go. What agent? His agent was setting him up. Because why were you telling him to go for Nick? Why the fuck were you telling him to go for Charlie Spring? That man is Nick Nelson in the flesh. He is Nick Nelson. That is him. Literally him. He was not born as Kit Connor. He was born as Nick Nelson. And I don't know why his agents were lying to him, telling him otherwise. Like, the acting, but also the casting was just spot on. It was so spot on. And of course, all of the actors were great. They're young, they're cute, all of them are adorable, and they ate it up. The chemistry with these characters is so good. If you've seen any of the off-screen like interviews and stuff that they do like on YouTube, you can see like they have actual like chemistry on and off screen. They're real friends. Oh my God, friends. They're actually friends. They talk to each other on Twitter. Like, it's great. And I love to see that, especially within these types of tropes that are supposed to be found family. It is so important for the cast to like each other and to actually be friends with each other, because that translates so well on screen. So anyway, delving into the characters, I'm a found family kind of gal. That is like the one thing you should know about me as it relates to fiction. Found family will forever own my heart. Absolutely. So this friend group, 2 friend groups merging into one to create one ultimate big friend group. Let's get into the characters. I know I've said this before like 1,500 times already, but the wholesomeness, it's all so wholesome. All of it is so fucking wholesome. And I will continue to say that. I know I keep beating that dead horse word, but I will continue to fucking say it. It is, the characters are so cute. They're so adorable. They act like actual teenagers. They're not trying to be adults. They make teenage mistakes. They say things the way teenagers would say things. They hold petty grudges the way teenagers would hold petty grudges. We're not trying to age them up and have them pretty much just be adults in high school, which I think is really weird, Riverdale. It's weird. It's so fucking weird. And because it's supposed to be something that teenagers can relate to, or just young people in general, a lot of it is kept lighthearted, which I will like expand upon later. But the fact that it's lighthearted means a lot, especially for this type of representation for young people. Like, that doesn't mean that there aren't serious moments or that there aren't like, you know, angst or drama or anything like that, but even that is resolved with good communication. I love that there is such a good balance between 2 kids just pining over each other and wanting to get together, and the actual drama and, you know, real realization and real stuff that like kids can go through even today in 2022 with coming out as gay. What I really liked about this show was the effects that this bullying and toxicity can have on your mental health. Like, Charlie Spring himself, like his character, like, yeah, he's proud of being gay and he's used to the bullying, but number 1, like Nick said, he should not have to be used to it. And number 2, it's had such an effect on his mental health in the way that he views himself towards other people. He does not see himself as like a good person. He doesn't see himself as a person worthy of love. He thinks that he ruins literally everybody's life around him. And obviously through communication and the love and friendship, he learns that, like, nah, dude, like, fuck those people. You are worthy of love. You don't ruin other people's lives just by existing. And that is something that a lot of like people, young people who are gay, who come out may feel sometimes. I've felt it. Like, this type of stuff doesn't just make you depressed. Like, it doesn't just have all the effects that bullying would have on you. It also destroys your self-worth, which is exactly what happens to Charlie. Like, Nick and Charlie want each other, like, so badly, which is something I really liked about this. It wasn't like, oh, one person likes another. Like, I'm actually glad we didn't spend too much time, even in the comic itself, like, going about finding Nick's sexuality. Like, yeah, he's allowed to figure it out, and you can take however long you need to figure out your sexuality, but it's nice that that wasn't the center of the thing the way it was with the toxicness with Ben and Charlie at the beginning. It was more just like, I want to be with you, and I know I want to be with you, I just haven't, you know, figured out how the logistics of that are gonna work. Whereas Ben obviously just did Ben obviously just did not care for Charlie, like, at all. The like flip side of that, with, I guess you could call it the foil of that, I know English big brain terms, the foil of that with Nick and Charlie is that Nick wants to be with Charlie, like 100% wants to be with him, and he is willing to, you know, face the hard questions of himself and with his sexuality so that he can be with this person, because he loves this person and wants to be able to love this person fully, you know, and not just be closeted. He just was unsure of it for a while, and that's what makes the difference between Nick being in the closet and Ben being in the closet. Ben was just being an asshole, whereas Nick is like, I just need time to figure it out. And also, I love that the entire time Charlie was just completely supportive of this. He understood that, like, this person isn't just gonna come out, even though he knew that he was low-key was repeating what was happening the last time with Ben. He knew still that, like, okay, well, not everyone's gonna be okay to, like, come out. So while it is exhibiting the same behaviors as Ben, I understand that this person is not ready to come out, so I'm not gonna, like, get angry at them or be mad at them for, like, not wanting to come out and to keep our relationship a secret, even though it was literally hurting him the entire time. Such a selfless baby boy. Oh my god. But yeah, anyway, Ben and Harry can choke. They can choke. Like, I'm so on it at this point. I thought they were about to give Harry a redemption arc. I thought they were for like 2 seconds with the whole thing during rugby, because I was also very confused with that social interaction during the rugby match with that other team that was literally grown-ass men. That was weird, but anyway, I know that was part of the joke, but it was just, I was just like, oh, why the fuck are there grown-ass men here? Anyway, during that rugby match when Harry was on Charlie and being like, oh, that number 15 on the other team is looking at you, and I was like, wait a minute, isn't that a grown-ass man? Aren't these like actual grown-ass men? What? So I don't know if he was like the other characters, I didn't know if he was joking or not. Like, I was genuinely like, are you joking? Are you like genuinely trying to tell him, hey, go for it? Like, are you trying to become friends? Like, I really didn't get it. And then he called Charlie a fag. So no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He can choke, and no redemption arc for him. Sorry. And obviously Ben literally like sexually assaulted Charlie, so I don't know. No, he can go figure out his sexuality in the shame corner. Go over there. I don't go figure out your sexuality over there. I don't. Absolutely not. He still owes Charlie an apology. A deep apology, but I don't want to see a redemption arc for him. Like, I don't want to see them become friends. I don't. I hope that's not where we're going with this, because no, you can apologize to me and you can come to terms with that shit on your own, but don't come to me about that shit. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Tao will not have it. I will not have it. I will not stand for it. Nope. But every drama, every like angsty part of this, I love that they were able to solve with, say it with me now, communication. That has got to be, I loved that they were able to solve everything like pretty quickly too. Like, I was worried that the show was only 8 episodes with like 30-minute episodes each. I was worried that they like, you know, things were going to be at like a rapid like pace, and like the solving of like issues was going to go too fast. But the fact that it wasn't just like, oh, I'm just gonna randomly forgive you. It's no, let's actually talk it out. And nobody's feelings were made to feel invalid, especially with Tao. Like, Tao's conversation with, sorry, I keep getting Nick and Charlie mixed up. Tao's conversation with Charlie in the bathroom at his birthday, like, Tao was able to fully give out his opinion, and his opinion wasn't like invalidated. He was Charlie fully understood why he didn't like Nick, and why like he was scared for him and didn't want him to go through the same things that he went through last like year or whatever term. I don't know. I don't understand British schooling. What the hell is form class? What is that? Anyway, back to Tao. His feelings were never invalidated. Charlie never yelled at Tao and been like, oh, well, I don't care what you think, blah, blah, blah. Like, and it's even said towards the end with fucking Nick, when Nick and Tao have their conversation, that Charlie cares a lot about his opinion because that's his fucking bestie, bro. Like, I love that they were able to have this conversation, number one, without ruining their friendship. Like, it got a little bad at the end there, and I was just like, guys, please, you're best friends, please. But the fact that they were able to overcome this with just simply talking to each other. And yes, before you ask, it is that easy to just simply talk to your friends, because if you really care about them, that shit will like fix itself through communication and talking about your issues and your problems. Crazy. And I love that that is what we're teaching young people, is that you're to have a healthy relationship, whether that's friendship or romantic relationships or whatever, communication is going to have to be the key. You're going to have to keep talking about things. Whenever there's an issue, you have to talk it out. You can't just expect people to read your mind and know what's going on. And that and I feel like this show wonderfully demonstrates that. Nick and Charlie's relationship, especially, like, it shows that, like, it's a healthy relationship and there are issues, but they literally just talk it out. And that is exactly how easy it should be. It should just be that easy, as to just talk it out and learn each other's perspectives and then proceed to go from there. Okay, we know each other's perspectives now. From now on, let's go do X, Y, Z, A, B, C. Like, teaching that to children and teaching that to younger people, like, it's amazing. It's truly amazing. We love healthy portrayals of gay teen relationships. Let's go. And obviously we have to talk about Darcy and Tara. There's no way. I'm so glad they got way more screen time than they did in the book. Obviously, they have their own little section and their own little story going on, but I'm so glad that that was included into the show. I'm so happy that that was included into the show. Like, I know, Nick and Charlie, OG number one, right? But I'm so glad they were also included into the show, like, a lot more than they were in the first 2 volumes of the book. Like, the fact that their relationship is just so wholesome and they, like, genuinely love each other. Like, I don't know what else to say. They, like, genuinely love each other, and it is so refreshing to see healthy women love women, like, fucking diverse lesbian relationship that is healthy. We don't see that a lot in media. We just don't, especially with younger people. Like, that's almost fucking non-existent. So to see that, and to see that their relationship is just pure and they are so in love with each other and they care for each other, like, so much, is so fucking important. Like, oh my god. And of course, I gotta save my 3 faves for last: Tao, Isaac, and Elle. Number 1, Isaac. Love Isaac. Is Isaac non-binary? I feel like if not, they should be. Anyway, the best one-liners. I want to believe in romance. Hello, me too. Me and Isaac were on the same page. We're just the observers. We see everything. Me and Isaac were on the same page. I want to believe in romance. You are so absolutely right, Isaac. Me too. And of course, Elle and Tao. Their relationship is so cute, and everybody's just pining over everybody in this show. Like, they're my favorite characters. Just, like, separately, they are my favorite characters, and their relationship is also very cute. Elle, I love Elle. I love that we talked, first of all, transgender representation, black transgender representation. Let's fucking go. Secondly, the fact that, like, we were able to actually see, like, what can be, how you can help your child through, like, transitioning and stuff like that, like sending her to an all-girls school where obviously she's going to feel a lot better, is amazing. And we don't have to talk about, like, oh, when I was a boy and blah, blah, like, that's not what was said, like, at all. Like, the only reference to that was when she was at Truman, which is, it's so important. And I thought it was handled very well to say, like, oh, she was at Truman. Truman is an all-boys school. They straight up mentioned that there were transphobic people in that school. There you go. And then she transferred to an all-girls school. Like, you could put the pieces together. We don't have to, like, sit there and delve into it. We can just worry about this person being a teenager and finding friends and, falling in love with their best friend. Like, that is what is important here. And so the fact that we don't have to, they don't have to hold our hands, and you don't have to hold, like, the target demographic of the show, which is teenagers. You don't have to hold their hands either for them to understand, like, what's going on. Elle's character, amazing. Love her so much. And then, of course, Tao, the baddest of them all, Tao. I was sitting there with Tao, and just every single time I was just like, Tao is a whole mood. Tao is my spirit animal. He is a whole fucking mood. Every word that comes out of Tao's mouth, I'm just like, yes. Yeah. No, yeah, exactly. No, for real. Tao, like, this is going to be a little bit of a self-report, but I related to Tao on the level of like, oh, losing my friends, and like, even though like they go to different schools and stuff, especially like in college, like losing my friends, quote unquote. It's just, but the thing is, and what he's starting to learn is like, despite wherever your friends go, like if they're your real friends, they're going to stay your friends. Like I have people I haven't talked to since like high school, like in person, and I know that they're still my friends. Like when I do reach out to them, it's like nothing has changed, and that's how you know like those people are your real friends. And Tao learning that, it just it was so cathartic for me. Thank you. That was for me. Tao and I, we get each other. We're on the same wavelength. And lastly, I will lightly touch on the bullies, Harry and Ben. I already talked about Ben and how he can go figure out his sexuality in the corner. Like, go. You don't deserve to ruin somebody else's life because you can't figure out your own. Go. Absolutely go. Like, I keep seeing this on TikTok now, but people are saying it. Like, don't worry about people who don't even like themselves. Why are you worrying about people who don't even like themselves? No. Ben can go over there. He can go over there. Harry can just choke. He can choke. I hope all of his friends leave him. Because, yeah, I did see in the back, I don't know if this was a deliberate choice or they just didn't give stage directions to those kids in the back during the, like, fight scene when Nick was fighting, when Nick was fighting when Nick, I'm so bad at names. When Nick was fighting Harry, at the cinema, and they got into that fight, and like there was a couple of people like backing Harry up and like laughing at his jokes, but there was like 3 or so kids in the back who weren't laughing at his jokes and looked like they didn't want to be there. So I don't know if that was an acting thing. I hope it was a deliberate choice, because it means, like Charlie said this, like Charlie said to Nick, like, some of your friends are actually nice. They're pretty decent. Some of the boys on the rugby team are pretty decent. I hope that, like, we at least get to see the ramifications of Harry's actions, of those people who don't want to put up with Harry's shit anymore actually leave him. Other than that, though, Harry can choke. When Tao beat his ass down with words. And low-key, Tao was also low-key winning in that fight. Okay, for a little bit, Tao was low-key winning in that fight. Okay, but Harry can choke. Anyway. Oh, and lastly, we have to talk about the adult. Every single adult in this show deserves an award. I think this is also a teaching moment for adults who might watch this show, on how to act around queer children. Like, what to do. The fact that Charlie has, like, a queer adult that he can go to and confide in is super fucking helpful, because there's not a whole lot of media and online and, like, resources for, like, queer people to go and ask about relationship advice, and there's just not that much media out there for them. So to have an actual person who has been through all of that shit, who can be like, yeah, I know what it's like to like a straight boy, I know what it's like to be hiding from your feelings and want to be alone, blah blah blah, like, that is so fucking important. Bless that teacher. Also, Charlie's parents, Charlie's dad was ready to rumble. He was ready to rumble, and me too. He was ready to get out the car, and I know he was ready to get out the car and fight Ben at the end of that cinema scene. He was so concerned with his child this entire time, and like, just showing that loving relationship is so important, and it's so healthy. Nick's mom at the end made me cry because it reminded me of coming out to my own mom. Like, it's so important to show these healthy relationships between parent and child, because if a parent doesn't end up watching this show, like, and maybe they will, like, it's important to be like, this is how you should treat your child. By the way, like, your queer child, like, this is what a healthy relationship looks like. And I'm glad that we're showing not just romantic or friendship healthy relationships, but also parental and just adult, like, relationships with children, and how that should be handled with queer children and stuff. It's so good. Okay, before I end this, I want to quickly talk about the production of this show. Like, in terms of the cinematics, the shots are amazing. I love a good shot. I love a good angle shot. The color grading on this, obviously the color grading, the SFX of, like, having the little doodles from the actual book itself, the, like, scene changes with the, like, little comic book panel, like, it's just so cute. And it just adds to that level of, this is literally the book, the graphic novel, come to life. And I just, whoever's decision that was in the editing booth, you're a god. You're a god. You just, because that was so cute to see the little hearts and to see the little birds, because it's just so cute. And say it with me now, wholesome. It's just so cute and wholesome. And back to the color grading. I see what you were doing. You had red and blue lights the entire fucking time. Even past when fucking Nick came out, y'all were red and blue lights all day long. All day long, red and blue lights. Y'all ain't slick. I see what you're doing. I saw the fucking pansexual colors the entire time too. I know what you're doing. I know what the fuck you were doing. The bisexual lights, the pansexual colors, the rainbows everywhere, every 5 seconds. Like, I see what you were doing. Okay, you're not slick, and I loved every second of it. Also, can we just take a moment to enjoy this part in the last episode when Nick just runs off of the rugby field, and like before Nick runs off of the rugby field, and Charlie is like standing on this thing, and so he's standing taller than everybody else to like see Nick, and Nick turns around and sees him. Well, you cannot tell me that is not reminiscent of the first song of Now or Never from fucking High School Musical 3. That moment when Gabriella goes, Charlie. You cannot tell me that is not what that is. Anyway, a great production all around. It's cute. It's fucking cute. Come on now. I also really enjoyed the small little touches that you saw throughout the show, specifically with the texting, specifically with their recent emojis. I loved looking at that. I don't know why. It was such a cute little subtle character choice that only if you're really staring at it would you even fucking notice, because you're a weirdo like me and you see the recent emojis, because your recent emojis show so much about you. And seeing Nick's and Charlie's like recent emoji, it's just so fucking cute. Like the little facial expression, they're so fucking cute. Anyway. Okay, that was my conclusion of Heartstopper. Obviously, you should go watch this show. Go watch the fucking show. It's literally like 4 hours. It's 8 episodes, 30 minutes each. It's 4 hours of your life. Go fucking watch it. It's adorable. The pacing, despite it only being 8 episodes, 30 minutes each, is amazing. This is what I wished Love, Simon was. I'm not gonna lie to you. Love, Simon was important for its time, and Love, Victor, like those shows in that movie were important for its time. But I knew we could do better. And this show is better. This show is better in every single sense of the word. Like, we need to start giving adaptations to authors who write queer stories from like books and webcomics and shit, because this is where I go most of the time to get good representation, and it's out there. It's not like it's not out there. It's not like good healthy representation isn't out there. It is. Y'all just don't want to do the work to go find it. Something shouldn't have to go fucking viral for you to find this piece of media. Just look for it and you'll find it. It's like you can literally look up good gay webcomics and so many will fucking pop up. Like, just do just a little bit of work. Just a little bit of work and you'll fucking find them. So anyway, go watch the show if you haven't already. It's just 4 hours of what? You can say it. We're going to say it together. 1, 2, 3. Wholesomeness. 4 hours of wholesomeness. You won't regret it. Just go give yourself that serotonin that you need. I know you need it because I needed it. Go give it to yourself. It's final season. Go watch that show. It's just 4 hours of your life. Take a break. You're already taking a break by watching this show. You know you're supposed to be doing homework right now. Go watch the show. Just go do it. Just go fucking do it. Go make your inner child at peace. Go right now. Well, actually, listen to this outro and then go. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video and sticking all the way to the end. I love you for that. If you want to watch me scream and cry about other shows, I do it pretty often. But most recently, I've done a 2-part series on Percy Jackson and the book to movie adaptations and how they stack up. I'm not nice about it. I'm not nice about it. Please go check it out. Those should show up in the end card probably right after I stop talking. And just on my channel in general, I talk about more fandom related stuff, books, shows, movies, video games, all of the like. Come stay a while. We would love to have you. Okay, we would love to have you. That sounds so sarcastic. No, for real. I'd love to have you if you want to be here every week while I scream and cry about whatever show is tickling my fancy. Oh, and by the way, if you want a sneak peek, the gay pirate show is next. Be on the lookout for that. So stick around. I promise you won't regret it. And I'll see you very, very soon. Like next week soon. Peace.